Welcome to The Ancient Computer, an immersive journey into one of history's most profound and perplexing technological wonders, the Antikythera Mechanism. Discovered over a century ago in the silent embrace of the Aegean Sea, this intricate device has not merely added a footnote to history, it has fundamentally rewritten our understanding of ancient Greek engineering and scientific sophistication. It revealed a mastery of precision mechanics and astronomical prediction that was once thought utterly impossible for its era. Join us as we delve into its dramatic discovery, its mind-boggling purpose, the genius of its construction, and the enduring mysteries surrounding its creators and its ultimate disappearance from historical record. Prepare to have your perceptions of ancient technology profoundly challenged. Our extraordinary tale commences not in a grand temple or a bustling city, but in the treacherous turquoise depths of the Aegean Sea. Imagine, if you will, the vibrant maritime trade of the ancient world, circa 60-70 BCE. A magnificent Roman cargo vessel, perhaps 30 meters long, laden with a king's ransom of treasures, navigates the sea lanes. Its hold is packed with exquisite marble statues destined for Roman villas, monumental bronze sculptures, fine pottery, and amphorae brimming with wine and oils. But perhaps most significantly, amongst this opulent cargo lies a seemingly unassuming wooden chest containing a device of unparalleled scientific ingenuity. Off the coast of a small, craggy Greek island named Antikythera, a furious storm erupts. The ship, caught unawares, is dashed against the unforgiving rocks, plummeting to a watery grave some 42 meters below the surface. Its secrets, including our incredible mechanism, are swallowed by the sea, destined to remain hidden for nearly 2 millennia. Fast forward to the dawn of the 20th century, specifically the year 1900. A band of hardy Greek sponge divers, braving the deep waters in search of their livelihood, stumble upon what appears to be a field of scattered rocks on the seabed. As they investigate further, their eyes discern the unmistakable shapes of colossal bronze and marble statues, half buried in the sand. This was no mere rock field. It was the Antikythera shipwreck, an archaeological gold mine. The news quickly reached Athens, and a pioneering underwater archaeological expedition was launched, one of the very first of its kind. Divers, using rudimentary equipment, brought up an astonishing array of artifacts: the majestic ephebe of Antikythera, the philosopher's head, countless amphorae, and fragments of what seemed to be furniture. Among these spectacular finds, however, was a small, heavily encrusted lump of bronze and wood, no larger than a shoebox. Initially, many dismissed it as an unimportant, perhaps even unidentifiable chunk of marine debris. It was dark, solidified by centuries of mineral deposits, and outwardly unimpressive compared to the gleaming statues. Yet, one individual, archaeologist Valerius Stace, noticed something peculiar. After carefully breaking off a piece of the concretion, he glimpsed the unmistakable edge of a gear wheel. This wasn't just a corroded lump, it was a machine that had been underwater for over 2,000 years. The world had just been given its first tantalizing hint of the Antikythera mechanism. The excitement, the mystery, and the sheer disbelief would only grow as this rock slowly yielded its impossible secrets. This accidental encounter beneath the waves would eventually force a radical reevaluation of ancient technological capabilities, beginning a scientific odyssey that continues to this very day. With the initial dramatic discovery behind us, the real intellectual challenge began: understanding the true nature and function of this heavily corroded and fragmented artifact. For decades after its retrieval, the Antikythera mechanism remained largely an enigma, a puzzle whose pieces seemed utterly jumbled. It was not a single intact object, but rather a collection of around 82 separate fragments, ranging from substantial blocks to tiny slivers, all bound together by layers of hardened marine sediment and rust. Imagine trying to reconstruct a highly complex piece of modern technology, say a smartphone, after it's been smashed, corroded by saltwater for millennia, and then broken into dozens of pieces. The task seemed almost insurmountable. Early examinations were limited to simple X-rays, which offered tantalizing glimpses of internal structures, but lacked the resolution to reveal the full complexity. It wasn't until the groundbreaking work of British science historian Derek J. DeSella Price in the 1950s and 60s that the first comprehensive model of the mechanism's function began to take shape. Price utilized more advanced X-ray techniques and meticulous observation, publishing his seminal work Gears from the Greeks in 1974. His research firmly established that this was indeed a complex geared mechanism, a kind of astronomical calculator. However, the deepest secrets of the mechanism remained hidden, locked away beneath the layers of calcified deposits. The true breakthrough came in the early 2000s with the formation of the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, an international collaboration that brought together archaeologists, astronomers, computer scientists, and conservators. This team employed revolutionary imaging technologies, including high-resolution X-ray computed tomography, CT scanning, and 3D surface imaging. These techniques allowed them to digitally peel back the layers of corrosion, revealing the inner workings and minute inscriptions in unprecedented detail, without physically damaging the fragile artifact. What they uncovered was nothing short of astonishing, a sophisticated mechanical computer. The mechanism displayed the motions of the Sun, Moon, and likely several planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, against the background of the zodiac. It meticulously tracked the phases of the Moon, using a complex system of gears to account for its irregular speed across the sky, an anomaly known as lunar anomaly. Most remarkably, it featured dials on its back that could predict both lunar and solar eclipses, utilizing the Saros cycle, a period of 223 synodic months, and other calendarical cycles with incredible accuracy. This was no simple calendar, it was a fully functional model of the cosmos, a device capable of predicting celestial events for centuries in advance. The sheer ingenuity of its design, using differential gearing, a technology thought to have been invented over a millennia later, sent shockwaves through the scientific and historical communities. This was a technological masterpiece, an ancient computer born of brilliant minds. To truly grasp the marvel of the Antikythera mechanism, we must venture into its intricate mechanical heart and understand how this ancient device achieved such astonishing astronomical predictions. Forget rudimentary instruments. This was a testament to applied mathematical and engineering genius. The mechanism, once reconstructed, is understood to have comprised at least 37 precision-cut bronze gears, some incredibly small, some larger, all interconnected in a dense three-dimensional network. This was essentially a miniaturized clockwork model of the cosmos, driven by a single input. The user would interact with the mechanism via a small hand crank, likely located on the side. Turning this crank would set all the gears into motion simultaneously. This single rotational input was then translated into a multitude of complex outputs, displayed on various dials. The front face featured two main dials, an outer dial representing the 365-day Egyptian calendar, which could be adjusted for leap years, and an inner dial displaying the constellations of the zodiac. Pointers on this dial would indicate the positions of the Sun, the Moon, and potentially the visible planets, showing their progress through the heavens throughout the year. The true marvel, however, lay in the mechanism's back panels, which contained even more sophisticated displays. Here, spiral dials traced out the Metonic cycle, a 19-year period fundamental to harmonizing lunar and solar calendars, indicating the dates of new moons. Crucially, another spiral dial predicted eclipses.
This was achieved by incorporating the Saros cycle, a repeating pattern of 223 synodic months, roughly 18 years, 11 days, 8 hours, during which eclipses tend to recur in similar configurations. The mechanism would point to dates when solar or lunar eclipses were likely and even indicate if they were total or partial. Imagine being able to predict such awe-inspiring celestial events thousands of years ago with such accuracy. The engineering feat enabling this was the revolutionary use of differential gearing. This ingenious system allows for the addition or subtraction of two rotational motions, creating a third combined output. In the Antikythera Mechanism, a differential gear train was employed to model the move's highly complex motion. The moon doesn't orbit Earth at a constant speed. It speeds up and slows down slightly depending on its position in its elliptical orbit, anomalistic month. The mechanism used one set of gears to represent the average speed of the moon and another set connected via the differential gear to account for this variable speed, producing an incredibly accurate display of the moon's actual position and phase. This specific application of differential gearing was thought to have been a medieval invention centuries after the Antikythera mechanism was built, highlighting the mechanism's truly anachronistic genius. The precision needed to craft these gears with their fine, uniform teeth is astounding. They were likely hand-cut from bronze sheets using files, drills, and possibly a primitive form of gear cutting tool. The numerous Greek inscriptions on the mechanism's plates, acting as a user manual, provide instructions for its operation and display specific astronomical terms, further underscoring the deep scientific knowledge embedded within the device. The Antikythera mechanism is not just a collection of gears. It is a profound philosophical statement, demonstrating humanity's early ambition to model and understand the universe through mechanical means.
Having marveled at what the Antikythera mechanism is and how it functioned, we're left with perhaps the most compelling questions. Who possessed the intellect and skill to conceive and construct such a device? And what was its ultimate purpose in the ancient world? While the mechanism itself doesn't bear a creator's signature, extensive analysis of its construction, inscriptions, and astronomical models provide strong clues. All evidence points to its origin in the Greek-speaking Hellenistic world, most likely between 150 and 100 BCE. The inscriptions are in Koine Greek, and the astronomical cycles it models are distinctly Greek. Several prominent figures from ancient Greek science and philosophy are often cited as potential intellectual architects, even if not the direct craftsmen. Cicero, the Roman orator, famously described a similar planetarium built by Archimedes of Syracuse, who lived roughly a century before the mechanism was made. Cicero wrote of Archimedes constructing a sphere that could model the movements of the sun, moon, and 5 planets so perfectly that it mirrored the divine order of the heavens. While the Antikythera mechanism is far more complex than descriptions of Archimedes' sphere, his work undoubtedly established a tradition of mechanical astronomy that could have inspired its creation. Another strong candidate is the astronomer Hipparchus of Nicaea, who lived around the same time as the mechanism was made. His detailed astronomical observations and theories on lunar motion, including the very anomalies the mechanism calculates, align perfectly with the device's functions. The inscriptions on the mechanism even include values for celestial phenomena that matched Hipparchus's calculations. Beyond specific individuals, the mechanism likely emerged from a thriving intellectual center, perhaps Rhodes, a renowned hub for astronomy, philosophy, and mechanical engineering at the time. Posidonius, a philosopher and polymath who taught on Rhodes, was also known to have constructed astronomical models. The creation of such a device would have required a collaborative effort between brilliant theoreticians, astronomers and mathematicians, and highly skilled artisans, metalworkers, and mechanics. As for its purpose, the Antikythera mechanism was almost certainly not a mere toy or curiosity. It was a serious scientific instrument, possibly serving multiple functions. One primary role could have been educational, used by teachers and philosophers to demonstrate complex astronomical theories to students, bringing abstract concepts to life through tangible mechanics.
It could have been a powerful tool for philosophical discourse, illustrating the harmonious order of the cosmos as understood by the Greeks. Given the pervasive influence of astrology in the ancient world, it's also plausible that the mechanism had a practical role in predicting auspicious dates for events or aiding in astrological interpretations, though this would have been a secondary function to its pure astronomical purpose. Crucially, the Antikythera mechanism challenges the long-held assumption that ancient Greek genius resided primarily in philosophy, art, and abstract mathematics, with limited interest in applied technology. Its existence unequivocally proves that they possessed a profound understanding of practical mechanics, capable of translating complex scientific theory into functional, precision-engineered tools. It hints at a lost tradition of advanced mechanical invention, where concepts like differential gearing were not merely theoretical constructs, but were actively implemented. The creators of this device were not only master craftsmen, but also brilliant scientists, marking a pinnacle of intellectual and technological achievement in the classical world, a peak from which much knowledge would, regrettably, decline and disappear. The Antikythera mechanism's rediscovery fundamentally reshaped our understanding of ancient technology and continues to resonate deeply in the modern world. Often heralded as the world's first analog computer, it stands as a testament to a level of engineering sophistication that was not witnessed again, certainly in Western Europe, until the great clock-making traditions of the 14th century and beyond. Its existence throws a fascinating, yet sometimes frustrating, light on the intellectual capabilities of antiquity. One of the most profound implications of the mechanism is the uncomfortable question it poses for historians. If such an astonishing device was being constructed in the 2nd century BCE, why do we have so few other examples of similar complexity from that era, or indeed from the subsequent millennium? What happened to this technological tradition? The prevailing theory suggests a combination of factors led to this lost knowledge. Periods of intense political upheaval, widespread warfare, and the eventual decline of the great Hellenistic scientific centers like Alexandria certainly contributed to the erosion of specialized knowledge. Furthermore, many ancient bronze artifacts, including potentially other complex machines, were often melted down over centuries for their valuable metal, destined to be repurposed as weapons or coins. The Antikythera mechanism survived only through a sheer stroke of luck, preserved in the cold, deep embrace of the sea, shielded from human intervention and the ravages of time that destroyed its counterparts. It's a poignant reminder of how much ancient knowledge might have been lost to us forever. Today, the Antikythera mechanism is not merely a museum artifact. It is an active subject of ongoing scientific research and the source of profound inspiration. Researchers continue to analyze its fragments, employing ever more sophisticated imaging techniques to unlock its remaining secrets. The most effective way to understand its intricate design has been through meticulous reconstruction. Scientists, engineers, and horologists have built numerous working models, both physical and digital. These reconstructions, displayed in museums worldwide, allow us to truly grasp its genius, to see the gears turn, and to watch the pointers sweep across the dials, demonstrating the astonishing accuracy of its astronomical predictions. Here, it shows a detailed reconstruction, offering a clearer perspective on the complex arrangement of gears and dials that captivated the ancient world. The Antikythera mechanism stands as a powerful symbol of enduring human ingenuity, a potent reminder that innovation is rarely a linear progression. It teaches us that brilliant minds, regardless of their era, are capable of truly astonishing feats of engineering and scientific discovery. It compels us to look deeper into the past, to question our historical assumptions, and to appreciate the often unsung technological prowess of ancient civilizations. It reminds us that our ancestors were not merely philosophers or artists, but also practical engineers who dreamed of understanding and modeling the universe around them. The Antikythera Mechanism is far more than just an artifact recovered from a shipwreck. It's a profound bridge to a lost world of scientific brilliance, a silent teacher whose complex mechanisms and inscribed wisdom continue to inspire engineers, historians, and astronomers alike. Its story is a vibrant, continuing testament to the relentless human quest for knowledge, for understanding the cosmos, and for mastering the art of creation. The ancient computer may have been lost for millennia, but its secrets, now illuminated, resonate across 2,000 years, inspiring wonder and challenging our imaginations today.